Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again. Boy, the last episode was quite chaotic and a lot of bad things happened, but so far Tropico has stabilized again, at least for now, and the people are just roaming the streets. The city is lively and we hopefully continue with profit in mind. Of course, no elections are allowed, that is my go-to here, and that also makes people a bit angry, right? But outside of that, we should be golden for now. Okay, we do have another ultimatum from the environmentalists that is set the constitution to 0 emissions. Sorry, pal, I can't do that. We get some protests out of it, and those protests shouldn't be so bad for us. Also, another bro commission that I like a lot. Let's just check it out where the protests are. There they are. We have 2 options of 3 options actually of dealing with that. Either we bribe them, right, like so, that's 7,000 we pay and off they go. We could also beat them down with the military, or we can promise them something like raising housing happiness. Alright, let's actually do this. Housing happiness, we're very close on that. And that is a goal that we can definitely fulfill, right, if I provide more. For this, I need to check out how is my housing looking right now. We do have 8 homeless people, especially in the well-off area and the poor. So that's 2 different areas, right? We do have these houses here. So these are for well-off and better. Smaller houses that we can squeeze into these areas here, right? Makes sense to me to add them in a bunch of areas wherever we have a bit of space that we need to fill. So these houses are great for that. Like there's also a bit of space in here. And then for the poor, we can get the tenement or the flop house. The tenement is a bit better because it has a better quality. In that case, the capsule house, what is that? Low quality residential building. That is, I think, from the DLC, but it needs more power and we are very tight on power. So this is more expensive than it seems right now. Let's go for tenement. And let's have this one. Where could we still have some people living? There's high pollution there. It's not good. Yeah, here. I think we can nicely squeeze one in. There's also some park area here. So this is where the money flows right now. And also around the cathedral, by the way. And in that case, wait a second. We do have still some left space there. So I would like to use this space for something really fun. And that is the inspiring statue and the inspiring billboard. Because people need to love me. And this one increases my approval rating for everyone that passes by. And this one do suppose an influence on citizens living nearby, right? So if we have a lot of people living somewhere, we could have that statue. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a paving per se, right? So it would fit at the end of this park here, where you also have some. But as far as I can see, if you place it down here, it's just standing there, right? It doesn't have its own paving. This is a shame, really. It should have at least this normal tile to work with. And then we have the billboards and you can place them just along the road. Where do we have a lot of traffic? Here, of course. In the area, right? So here there's lots of Teamsters especially going back and forth. These billboards are really cheap. So placing them along the main roads. This is not a main road. This is one. This is one. Should do wonders to my approval rating. Alright, so if the billboard says El Presidente is awesome, then it must be true. No protests allowed. Okay, let's get this going. And perhaps a few more statues then wherever people live. Probably, yeah, let's have one here. And in this corner you can have one. I think actually that's... and here by the circus. And really I want to have it for those apartments here, so we can also have one over there. Alright, so let's just see how this turns out then for us. Okay, also we have finished the heist. That means I do have now my Statue of Liberty. If I have 15,000, we can build it.
I have received a message in Fortifying.
Okay. The thing is though, if I build it, we will progress to the next era, to modern times. So I need to prepare for this. You can't go into modern times with 23,000 on the bank account. This would make you bankrupt. I hate the religious people at this point because they have demands of buildings that we already have. She wants me to build a second cathedral, a second asylum, stuff like that. It's a bit annoying. Quite interesting. One problem we have is corruption. If we look at my money right now, I can see that my expenses are really high. And we can see down here in the miscellaneous street that we lost around 57,000 to corruption, which makes it the highest expense that we have in the miscellaneous, even above something like my interests, above my upgrades. And look at my edicts, for example, how much they cost me, and then my corruption. So we're losing a lot of money there. The thing is, corruption comes from work modes that provide me Swiss money. I don't have a single work mode anywhere enabled right now that would do this though, right? So the work modes are not the problem. The next line that we have is President's Club. This one here adds corruption depending on how many club members we have, right? So we got 3 there right now. They give me just great bonuses, like for example that barracks and army bases have no upkeep cost anymore. This one here has the corruption has less impact on freedom, and this one has the efficiency of all industrial buildings is increased by 10%, which is massive. So I don't want to get rid of them, you know. What we can do instead is we can build a corruption agency. And this is something where people will directly work to reduce corruption for me. So let's get this going. And I'm gonna have this also once again in my government zone somewhere up here, right? It's a rather small building, in fact. So I'm gonna have it like so. And it's also one of the last bigger government buildings I think we have. So we can just close this block off. And here we have a bit of a road continuing down probably all the way down here to my garbage disposal. And here we have plenty of room for more buildings then, because with the modern times, of course, a lot of buildings will unlock as well. All right. I'm still a bit worried about my power. Decreased pollution, increased job quality, oil input would be nice, but we need oil for the plastics, and I don't think we have enough oil as it is already, so I'm not going to use this. Another tidal powered plant would definitely work. Increases upkeep, but cranks up efficiency by 20%. Sounds like a nice deal.
Excellent.
Okay, there's another broker mission finished.
Did we ask our spy?
Money-wise, okay, 90,000. That's still not good, right? So we're still too low on the money. So what we can see right away is that there's really not enough input, right? So, for example, the furniture waits on planks, the weapons factory waits on steel. What's going on with steel? Steel production is actually fine per se. But we need steel for cars, and we need steel for weapons. So this is where things... Yeah, I probably will need a second steel mill to really ramp up the efficiency here. Let's do this. And... oh, wait a second. Do we have enough input? Iron and coal. These are the things that we'll need to tackle there. So let's have the next steel mill. I'm probably gonna have it then up here by the army base. We could also squeeze it in here, right? So this works. That we have another block now. Let's have it here. And I think this road we can also finish around the creamery. And I will definitely need more mines. Do I have unemployment rate? I don't. I even have a lot of vacant jobs again. Can't be helped. We get the... ah yeah, coal. There was a problem with coal, right? Coal is just crazy. We have not enough coal. I need more workers for it. We need more iron. Do I have another iron mine anywhere? There is another iron deposit. Great. Let's get this one going. Quickly gonna finish this one. Also increase the budget. Like for every mine that we have. Might also get the roasting chamber. And the power drill. No. I really can't do that. Don't want to afford another power plant right now. And then we have the oil problem. I need more oil. So we have the oil right here in the city. I can't use that. I could go for an oil rig, but holy cow, that's expensive, right? 30,000. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to use these here. The problem with them is, not only are they far away, but it's also where gorillas like to spawn. So that's a major problem for me. Oil well number 1. But we need the oil, and it's too expensive to import. Let's have it here. And how do the workers get over here, right? That's also a problem. I don't want to have a house up there. So we can have either we go with a bus garage, or I'm activating my edict again for the free cars, which I deactivated because of the cost. This costs me 750 per month though, so that doesn't sound so much. So let's actually get this going, so the workers get their free cars. The problem with that is, why does it trigger now? capitalist. Okay, yeah. Fast food joint. Don't want that. That's fine. Let's have one in the industry zone down here. And
Presidente,
cathedral. The crap with the second cathedral. I mean, it's okay. 12,000. Let's build a second cathedral. Let's have it a bit further over here, probably. Want to spread it out a bit. The cool thing about the religious buildings is that every visitor has a chance to not become a rebel or lose the rebel status once they have it. So this is a really powerful bonus. And since the cathedral is full, let's build the second one. Yeah, it's okay. It gives me a bonus that will really add up then over time. Alright, that wasn't so much money. My plantations, they're fully staffed. Sugar.
Presidente,
That's all fine. I hate this impending uprising. So the chopper over there. Corruption agency, there it is. And fight corruption. Workers consume knowledge to reduce corruption. Reduces corruption from trade rights by 50%. Reduces corruption on buildings. On faction standing by 30. And from crime safety by 50. And foreign aid 20%. And let's get this one up to a higher level there. And this should be it. For 500 cigars, we can reduce the corruption. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this number needs to go down now drastically, please, because it really costs me. The upkeep is actually fine. It's not that bad. The wages are, of course, the most important thing. But all of this is necessary here to keep the economy rolling. Second steel mill is ready for action and working now. Also already has the input required. Because we want to have the car factory and the weapon factory working at all times. These are high value products. Oil to plastics. Yeah. That should be solved soon. Oh,
what an amazing meteor!
A meteor.
Such a shame that our neighbors
And accept refugees. Yes. Yes, we can. I need workforce.
I have received them.
The chopper though will be quite busy with all those meteors coming down right now.
Pleasure doing business with you, President.
As expected, those mines are target number 1 right away from the oil. Let's get the upgrades going. And the workers, they're here, right? So they're getting here rather quickly. Reduce corruption, there you go. That mission was also successful. I might get a tower over here. It really takes a long time for the soldiers to get here, obviously, right? And there's the oil now, so it will also take a long time for the teamsters. But I hope that it's gonna be worth it, because oil is that important. Alright, what helps is having 2 watchtowers side by side. They're strong enough to destroy the guerrillas so much that there's not enough damage coming into my oil mines. I don't know where these tanks are going though. Nah, they're just going anywhere. And by the way, we're also not paying any upkeep for the watchtowers, right? Because we have, of course, the club member that is doing the job. So 2 watchtowers together should be a nice fortification that I would like to have everywhere around my city now to fortify this one further. And also here at my power plants then here. There's gonna be more, right? So it's important that this area is also fortified. I was looking, by the way, with power. Yep. Balance is right for now. So +5 megawatt we still have, just enough. And there's also enough steel now, right? Now nickel is a bit of a problem here for this one, by the way. Let's just make this one complete. Would look strange otherwise. Boats has been finished again. Chocolate, 22%. Sounds like a right deal to me. And as we can see, money is actually rolling now. So we stay above 100,000. The thing is though, corruption does not go down, right? It's even higher than before. I think it, of course, also is in relation to the money I have in my account. 75,000 is crazy. I think it's really just the President's Club at this point causing me this much harm. I think I'm gonna get rid of the efficiency on all industrial buildings, right? So let's only have 2 members here, the communists and the militarists, and they should be fine with us then, hopefully. I'm also gonna reinforce my plank production. We still don't have enough planks, and it's getting a bit on my nerves, honestly. I'm gonna have logging camps here, and also right away next to it, a lumber mill number 2 it is then. So somewhere here in the middle, right? So they're getting like connected, all of them. And then I'm probably just gonna have this one here coming out of it.
Do not worry, Presidente.
Strengthful buildings, yeah, 30,000 it costs me. Heavy stuff. And you know what? Let's actually build them instantly. In that case, that's also a lot of jobs again, which is great. Great. Let's get the tree nursery and the chainsaw. I'll get the budget to the highest, and then people just should roll in. How many unemployed do we have? Only 4 high school ones and 21 jobs open. We had a lot of people coming in out of the refugees, right? So we're closing in on 900 there right now. Looks okay. Alright, almost 200,000 now. The corruption is gone to 0. I have no one in the president's in the club anymore, right? So paying for the military buildings upkeep is way cheaper than having the person here negating all the costs but causing corruption. Like every single one of them causes so much corruption that it's absolutely not worth it. And even my corruption agency can't keep up with it. So, you know, even on this one here on the highest budget, so I'm going to reduce the budget now because it's actually really expensive. Even this one on the highest budget is not enough to counter even 1 person here. And even with 1 person, we have like $90,000 corruption, which is not sustainable. So I don't know how this works really, because I've looked it up and it seems to be a bit unbalanced based on my accounts, because there's also no edict really working with this one. But the moment I add a club member, well, basically I'm losing all my money to corruption. So yeah, the bonuses really don't make up for it. So I'm not going to use them. We can, once again though, what I'm going to do, put the President's Member Club back into the city, because it actually has a bonus of attractiveness to the surrounding area. So I'm just gonna have this one somewhere here in the city itself. I'm waiting for one more export, and then, ladies and gents, we can actually go ahead with our modernization. It's 2014. This is the longest I've taken to get to modern times, but also I'm really surprised by how hard this game can be if you're not going with the peaceful route. So if you try to not go with any elections whatsoever, the constant threat of rebels and unhappiness is just so crazy that I can't keep up with it at some times. But I think we've stabilized it now, kind of like, right? There's also a huge export now, so let's go ahead and build me my Statue of Liberty, get the achievement for the French Connection, and also advance to the next era. There it is! Floating in. Make Tropico great again, progress to modern times. Finally, we can go to space now, and we do also have the personal rights now, and of course we're gonna go with total surveillance. As long as there is a working Ministry of Information, all roles and role changes are registered. Decreases the global liberty by 25 and increases the global crime safety. Who cares about privacy, right? And also healthcare system, though this is where we can make up for it though again with a paid healthcare, for example. So clinics and hospitals determine the required economic wealth and service fee individually. Efficiency increased by 20%. I like this. So we take away their privacy, but we give them paid healthcare. This should, you know, make up for it to some extent. 900 people we have, and modern times it is. Modern times bring a lot of changes with them, right? We have a whole bunch of the industry now that is super expensive. So we'll just see. We have now the electronics factory. It's probably the first one I would like to have here, because the gold and plastics we have ready to produce electronics, and boy, electronics is profitable. So let's go ahead and get me my electronics factory going right away in the center of it all. However, what we will need to do instead is also we need to provide more power. How can I do this? I do have 2 really cool buildings for that. The first one is the solar power, and the second one is not the fusion reactor. This is new as far as I can see. It's the nuclear power plant, of course, that I have in mind. This is the 32,000. That's 40,000 it costs me, produces 800 megawatt and consumes uranium that we have. I could topple this one though. Now that I look it up though, the solar power plant is way cheaper. does not require any input, produces only half of megawatt, but it has no downsides to it. Let's go ahead and get me this one here going. And let's just see where we could have it. We need space around it, of course, and it should also be protected against the rebels. There's my logging camp. This is not a good location. So I might in fact push it over here a bit further outside. Alright, so there we have it. There is fighting at the corruption agency. My police officers are actually fighting. They're not very good, so we are losing the police officers to this right away. Alright, with this one being built now and operational, we get a whopping 200 megawatt in power surplus again. And that's even without, yeah, it's at 600 actually, because the power plant was not working, right? Because it needs that constant supply of coal. By the way, we might get rid of it at some point soon, because we can save the coal then to produce more steel, which also makes up for it again. Now, the electronics factory is number one that I really would like to do, because we need to quickly get the money rolling. The other one is definitely my fashion company, also very expensive. But in that case, by the way, before I build it, I totally forgot about that. Of course, there's the industrialization edict. 10,000 we pay, and all the buildings here will be 50% cheaper. Have I finished the electronics yet? No, I did not. So I can cancel this one and build it. And now, look at that. It's halved the cost, right? So now we can save up on that. Great stuff. So that was just on time, really. Fashion company. I think I'm gonna move the ranches outside with the cattle. Right. Let's have the cattle ranch number 1 here. And cattle ranch number 2. Yeah, here. There's a bit of room for that. Rid of them. There you go. And now what I can do is I can add my factories here. That is the electronics factory. That is here. And then we have the fashion company. That is here. Much cheaper. The other one, well, juicery to produce juice, smart furniture, battery plant, drone factory. I think we're golden for now on these. And I could use what we have right now to also probably get the oil rig. Oh no, the oil rig is not affected by that edict. Interesting. It's only these buildings here. Next primary problem, of course, is all the powers are gone. So we have new powers now. And I immediately need to get the most important ones in. That to me is the US and the EU. Because these have some lucrative trade contracts. And we'll need to build more embassies. I don't have the money for that right now. Just check it out here. Oh yeah, there's some good deals here already. You know, like cheese. Okay, let's go with some minor deals here. Cars. Cigars. Let's go with medium volume so we can finish it on time. Passenger drones. Plastics. No weapons again. No cars we already have. Juice. Everybody wants juice. So this will not be the best export of all time. I could have a look at my export office though.
Did we ask our spies?
And increase its budget. This should directly... Oh, this is the immigration office. There's my customs office. Get the budget up. And decreases import prices by 10%. That is something I don't need right now. Okay, 88,000 is okay. So we stay afloat with that money coming in. Of course, we're still not going to allow any elections, which will continue to keep the rebel threat high. We do have now modern times, so there's a bunch of new edicts. So the tax haven, for example, sounds like a good deal. Decreases the standing of superpowers is not good. Cultural diversity, no, we're not doing that. Tropico for Tropicans. And space soap opera, that's also something we don't need yet. But I could go for new research, because we have lots of research points. When it comes to edicts, the policy of détente is a very good one here. Each rebel and leader has a chance to 50% to lose their role. Guerrillas have a chance of 50% to return to the Tropican community. And decreases though the conservative standing by quite a bit. But it sounds like a very fun one. There it is, 5,000 only. Let's issue this one. And this one goes now for a while.
hear the Wi-Fi up.
I would really also like to build the office now as the first skyscrapers. I mean, we already have some skyscrapers here, but these offices are just very powerful for providing additional income. And let's build 2 of them right away, like here in the center of it all.
New traditions that he has just made up.
And how much money, how much power do we have? We have a lot of power, so I'm also considering now getting my subways going, right? Because the metro, this is really powerful. It gives you instant transportation basically, and it's especially useful for stuff like these out here, right? So if I have my metro station out there, then I have a bunch of them in the city. This is greatly increasing the mobility of my people. So let's get me a few of them going. They don't need to have a road connection. Right, they just need to have some residents in the vicinity, and let's also have one here. So the whole town center is then connected already, plus some outskirts there as well to speed up transportation. And I think we can also go for the farming area, though the farming area we're gonna remodel soon. Okay, so that's the next mega export. It's not that much. Cars, cheese, cigars, anything new, please? Nope, not yet. Smart furniture is still there, but we don't have it. By the way, my new factories, there they are. They're beautiful. I love them. And already producing electronics. Let's ramp up the budget. And anything else here?
I do not mean
This
to
is
worry
really
you, but
annoying.
I have something I would like you to do.
Yeah, invite Russia. Assembly robots increases the production by 50%. The building requires 100 megawatt of power though in addition. Let's do this once I have enough input, because right now I think input, it's there, right, but it's not perfect yet. And then we have our fashion company. Cloth should be coming in though. Ah, there's leather also. Housing quality of the surrounding area. Sounds like a fun thing. To produce apparel. So apparel and electronics, I hope that we're getting a good trade route in there soon. Batteries is new. Cloth is something I don't want to. Furniture with China. Leather, logistics drones. This is changing constantly right now, so twice. 64,000 with Russia. Let's go ahead and do this. Nice price on them. And of course, the most important research that we also have here is the hydroponic plantation. We can research this right away, as we should, because this one allows me now to upgrade my plantations, and that's gonna be pretty great. I just researched it. Hydroponic plantation must be available.
Presidente,
Is it not finished? There it is. Hydroponic plantation. Must be available. We did just finish the research. Is there something else here? Do I need to build one first before I can upgrade the rest? That wouldn't make much sense. Ah, we haven't unlocked the blueprint for it. Okay. So you research it and then you also get the blueprint. Now we should be able to do it. There it is. Modernize. And I think we could do it for all of them at once. 42,000. Yeah, we can afford it. Let's do it. Poof, that will probably break the game. Because all of my plantations are now upgrading, right? And what we can do now, first of all, look at the power. It's now tight, but it's still fine. And then, of course, we're clumping them together. As we should. And the cool thing about this is now it consumes way less space than before, right? While at the same time having now a higher base efficiency. So we're not depending anymore on ground fertility with them. We rather just go now with people that work in here and the budget, right? And the rest they are producing now forever, basically. We also have a second, yeah, let's have 2 blocks of hydroponic plantations. That's the other one. And I don't know why there's a snake rattling. We click on the plantations. There you go. Let's increase the budget for all of them right away. And also hope that enough people are coming in. We can also increase their base efficiency by 30% there again. Right away as well. Sounds lovely. And efficiency is now sitting at 212% for this one. 180% for this one. And yeah, we can also once again get even more power consumption for even more efficiency. Sounds like a good thing. Now, I would like to build me also now a nuclear power plant. It's expensive. Let's build another solar power plant. We can just stack them together. There's no downside to this as far as I know. Right, so having my power production up here. And let's also finish this one instantly. Get me that power in. There it is. Because then there's no input or anything like that. And there we have one more. You can also do the same thing, by the way, with the mining now. Automated mine. That doesn't require any input at all, so this also sounds like a very good deal. But yeah, I'll wait on that a bit. My 2 offices have been finished, and they're now, well, really generating money just like that, right? 700 per building we're getting out of one of them. We can also increase the job quality. We need more workers, that's for sure. Then we can pump out even more money out of these, right? That's really it. They just need power and educated workforce. Let's continue with the automated mine. Once again, something that consumes electricity then. But this one here is just taking less workers, like way less workers, right? And it's producing more on a base level there. So you can also go ahead with another base increase here. And this is now sitting at, well, 140% efficiency for the iron mine. Definitely want to have it for the gold mine as well. And we already got rid of the iron mine here. Look at how much more space we have now that the plantations are gone. There's also my uranium mine. Gonna modernize this one. And there is my gold mine. Lots of resources left in it. It also increases the workplace safety, you know, so people don't have privacy. They don't have election rights in my state, but they're happy.
Downtown vandalism are greatly exaggerated. The fashionable new
Problem is that we have depleted now the next coal mine, so this is the second one as far as I know. And let's just check it out. I hope we still have one available somewhere. I think it was pretty far away. Yeah, over there. That's my next coal mine that we have. And also my last one. Oh. Oh. How do you get up there? I cannot build a road up there. We can do something. I can... Oh, okay. I also cannot quickly build it, right? Can I quickly... No, I cannot quickly build it because I don't have access to this. There is something still that we can go, and that's the telerific station. This one makes a cable car, right? So we could make a cable car connection here, but that's just crazy. I'm not doing this. Okay. Coal. We still have one more ace on our sleeves, and that is a charcoal burner. Processes logs to produce coal. Let's go ahead and get this one going. It's really nasty stuff, but what should I do? Let's build 2. Finish them instantly because I do want to get my coal going. Decreases pollution, decreases coal consumption. How many homeless do we have? Oh yeah, we have quite a bit of homelessness for the poor especially, so that means more tenements. I can have another one here and here, and we could also have a modern apartment for the well-off people. That doesn't sound so bad. There's a dome habitat. This is new. High quality housing. Let's go with a modern apartment for now for the well-off here in the city center. Of course, we could also import coal. Coal is something that is really cheap usually. So, I mean, okay, 100% on top of it. This is not then so cheap, but I'm still gonna sign it for a medium or for a very small import, as long as we don't have a production running right now. To keep the coal power plant working, to keep the steel working.
I would like you to do for me. Did that sound like a...
Not doing that. I don't want to build a casino right now. So, yeah, transition-wise, I think we're doing fine right now. The rebel attacks are kicking in again, because we're still not having free elections, but who cares about that? And I just hope that with the economy booming, we can provide more wealth to my people, so they don't even need elections. What is going on here? That is a pretty massive attack. But my tanks do a wonderful job. As long as they don't have a bazooka or a grenade, there's no chance they can take over a tank. I shouldn't say that so loud. Hope you enjoyed this one. Tropico it is. Stay tuned.